Hey, good morning. Hey, I've been looking around on the internet for quite a while trying to figure out a cheap way to cook a pig, a whole pig. And I looked and looked and looked and I couldn't find anything except something made out of a 50-gallon oil drum or some other thing that required a welder and a motor and a spit. And I just didn't find anything that I thought was easy and cheap. But I did come up with something that I think you guys will like to see. It's probably the easiest and cheapest way you'll ever think about cooking a whole pig. So I'm no pit boss and I'm no barbecue expert, but fed 50 people on a 70-pound pig Memorial Day weekend with my cooker box here. And since I haven't seen anything on the internet that's similar to it, I thought y'all would like to take a look at it. First thing you need to do when you undertake a project like this is be willing to do some scrounging. You can see my box here. I got $24 in it. That includes the tinfoil and the 1/4-inch cold rolled steel rods that I use to hold up my grates. The rest of the plywood that I use to make this cooker box is scrounged from the neighbors and from just some stuff I had laying around that I wanted to get rid of. The idea behind this cooker box is you want to be able to go get a whole pig from a butcher or farmer, or here in Chicago we got a really nice place downtown where you can go get a whole pig for $1.59 a pound. And ask the guy to split it down the middle for you. It makes it easier to quarter, and it makes it easier to get the ribs and the loin pieces laying down flat on the grill. So go get yourself a pig, and I'll show you how I made this pig cooker so that you can cook a pig in 5 hours. Probably this box itself here will probably cook a 100-pound pig. I'll tell you what the dimensions are, and if you want to make it a little bit bigger to cook a 150 or 175-pound pig, it'll be no problem. So let's take a look at the construction. First thing you need with the cooker box is you need to find some plywood. As I had mentioned, I scrounged around and found some stuff laying around that I could use. As you can see, the end piece here is a piece of MDF that I had laying around. The other side over there is just some 1x10s that I had laying around that I pieced together. Sides are plywood. Scrounged a couple of those pieces from my neighbor. The lid, of course, is plywood. Scrounged that for my neighbor as well. Total investment $24. The dimensions on this cooker box: 5 feet long, 30 inches tall, 36 inches wide. You need to know a little bit about where to have your grates installed in the cooker box. You want to keep them far enough away from the lid so that you can put the lid down without putting it on top of the pig pieces. And you want to keep it far enough away from the charcoal. As you can see from my box, the entire inside of the box is lined with tin foil. This is going to work the best with Reynolds Wrap heavy duty aluminum foil. 2 big boxes of aluminum foil or more than give you the ability to put 2 layers of tin foil into this cooker box. First thing you want to do is assemble your box. Pretty easy, just use drywall screws. There's no bottom in it. You want to set it down on a flat piece of ground somewhere. Line the entire inside of the box and the lid with tin foil. Use a staple gun to hold it down. Then go find yourself some scrap 1x1s laying around and run your 1x1 slats over the top of that tin foil about every foot or so, including the lid. Can't really see them because they're under the second layer of tin foil. So when you get your slats screwed down, put another layer of tin foil over those slats and secure them down with the staple gun. Next thing you want to do is drill some holes in the side about every foot so that you can install your 1/4-inch rod. If you have some pipe laying around, if you have some rebar laying around, it works fine. You just need something as a base to hold up your grates. I had some expanded metal laying around. Works awesome for grates. I had a couple of Weber grills that I don't use too much, and I used 2 grates from a Weber grill to kind of round out the round out the grate material. On the bottom, you're going to want to drill some air holes so that the charcoal can get some air to breathe. Just take a 3/4 inch drill bit and bore some holes in the bottom. What you want to do is you want to make sure your tin foil goes all the way down to the bottom edge. So you're going to put your coals down on the bottom. You're going to put your charcoal down in two shallow trenches that you dig down at the bottom of the pit. You want to put one of those on each side of the pit. Keep it a little bit away from the sides so that if any stray coals get up against the side, that they don't start your plywood on fire. Just make sure you got the tin foil wrapped around the bottom edge of the plywood. Once you get that done, you're going to want to put a flue in the lid. I just took my 3/4 inch drill, I drilled about 4 holes in the lid, and I made a silly little sliding cover there so that you could cover up holes if it's getting too hot. You can damper it down. It's cooling off a little bit, you can open it up all the way. Last thing you want to do on the lid is go get yourself a cheap grill thermometer from Menards or wherever. Poke a little hole in the top, stick that in there so that you can monitor the temperature. For a 75-pound pig, I kept the temperature from 285 to 300 for 5 hours, and the meat was falling off the bone. Might want to put some handles on the side if you want to pick it up and move it. Make sure your tin foil is secured. Get your charcoal started. Once your charcoal gets hot, dump them down in either side of the pit in the shallow trenches you've dug, and take your quarters and lay them down on the grill evenly. You're going to take your 2 body cavity quarters and lay them down flat, preferably skin side down. Take your hams, lay them skin side down, and take your front shoulders and lay them skin side down. Again, this pit cooked a 70-pound pig with room to spare. If you got a 150-pounder, you might want to consider making it just a little bit bigger. In 5 hours, my pig was so tender. The tin foil is like a convection oven, and all the heat that comes off the charcoal gets bounced off the tin foil, and every single piece of meat that was in that cooker was browned evenly all across the top of the skin. And I mostly just used a butcher block knife to scrape the pig off the bone, and then just add your favorite barbecue sauce, and that's how you make a $25 pig roaster. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, have a nice day.